Hey everyone, welcome back to the NFAREVIEW channel. Today's product is going to be from Torrent Suppressors, their T9C. Some of you guys actually have some hands-on time with them already if you attended Suppress Fest 2018 back on November 10th. They had quite the long line at their tent, and word was their entire suppressor lineup had a very pleasing tone. So today we're going to take a look at the T9C. Now this is more of a dedicated 9mm can, perfect for those of you out there that want to run a dedicated can under a handguard on an AR 9mm build. But let's go ahead, take a closer look, find out what makes her tick, and then we'll hit that range and see what she sounds like. All right, digging right down to the specs of the T9C, comes in an overall length of 7.5 inches, a diameter of 1.48 inches, and it weighs 13 ounces. Now this is constructed of 100% grade 5 titanium, and as you can see here, this front mount slash blast area is machined from bar stock, and then you have individually welded together baffles that actually make up the tube. So this is a tubeless titanium can. And rough count here looks like about 12 weld lines here. So about 12 to 13 baffles in this can, which is probably why it's really quiet. I'm kind of curious to see what the back pressure is on this can. Moving along, laid on top of the titanium tube is a really nice matte black Cerakote, and then there's a high temperature Cerakote. Now this is not full auto rated, unfortunately, but again, this is titanium. This is for, you know, a lightweight build, and for those of you out there that want to run this, you know, say on the end of your MP5 with a Navy 3 lug, so that does have 1/2x28 threads underneath it. I also have this, which we will be using, which is the Ruger PC9 carbine. This one takes a Glock mag. So really neat gun here. And if you think about it, even though we're not running it underneath a handguard, this little trio here inside of a backpack while hiking or something, really neat setup. And it's not going to cost you a lot of weight while out on the trails. You can go do some plinking and stuff like that. So as far as the mount, pretty self-explanatory there. It's 1/2x28 direct thread mount, and again, 100% grade 5 titanium construction. Now as far as your options and finish, you have black, FDE, and raw. And I have to say, I really wish they sent a raw one for the test and evaluation can, because it just looks so darn cool. And I'm sure it's going to turn really cool colors and when it heats up. But black will do. And as far as sound testing, they did third-party independent testing from a company called HP White Labs. So they sent their suppressor to them, and then they went through their parameters to test the suppressor, and their findings were an unsuppressed baseline of 158.34 decibels, and then an at-ear reading with a suppressor of 132.98 decibels. And that was at the ear, okay? And then they had another recording where they placed the microphone at, I believe they said 5 meters at 270 degrees from the muzzle end of the gun, and they got an unsuppressed reading, okay, of 144.14 decibels, and then a suppressed reading of 116.16 decibels at the 270 degrees at 5 yards. So the 270 at 5 yards, I don't believe is current as far as what a lot of companies are recording. But remember, this is a third-party lab, and that's just one way that they tested it. Those of you out there that are familiar with my channel know that I could really care less what it meters at here. I care about what it meters at here while I'm actually shooting it. But 116, pretty impressive. So it seems like the frequency drops off pretty quick with this can with time and distance. So really eager to get it out there and see, you know, how this is going to be perceived here, and then with the downrange shots when I place the microphone down at 100 yards. And all this can coming in at a price of $850 retail. So looks like a lot of bang for your buck. Again, this is not something that you can throw on a pistol. This is a dedicated can for your MP5s, your dedicated 9mm carbines and stuff like that. So as far as me, this can's pretty much gonna live on the end of this Ruger 9mm carbine. I actually didn't have a dedicated can for this gun yet. I have a safe full of guns and cans, and I pretty much try to just leave whatever suppressor I have for that gun on it, and this gun didn't have one, and now it does. Actually, this machining here is quite nice. It actually makes tightening and removing the can quite easy. And actually the machining from this goes along with the machining on the bull barrel of the Ruger, so that's pretty nice looking. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and cut the studio portion of the review short today. Let's go out there and do some shooting. Now, since I'm gonna have limited hosts for this gun here, I'm gonna do more shooting scenes so we can really get a really good picture of what this suppressor sounds like. Let's go ahead and hit the range. You can hear like the bullet whizzing in the air. Yeah. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's review. Definitely a good performer. We were using subsonic ammo all day, the Fiocchi 158 grain, and I wanted to shoot the MP5 today, but it was giving me a couple teething issues, so I decided just to run the Ruger PC9 carbine. So let's see, we did profile view, then we did 10 feet from the microphone, so a muzzle view. Then we did over the shoulder, which was cool, and then 100 yards and then 200 yards. So multiple sound profiles to give you guys at home an idea of what this thing sounds like in person. The suppressor was pretty impressive. Didn't exhibit any first round pop that I heard, and did not change the point of impact, which is pretty important as well. And it didn't really add much weight to the end of the gun because it is titanium. So yeah, there's not much more I can say about it. This is definitely for those of you at home that already have a safe full of boostered pistol cans for your HKs, Glocks, SIGs, stuff like that. This is for those of you guys that want to set and forget it, maybe under the handguard, a Ruger, an MP5, stuff like that. This is going to be a ticket for you. Now, if you want to hear this thing in person, Torrent Suppressors is going to be at my next event, March 2nd, 2019, at the 4th annual NFA Review Shoot up in Leesburg, Florida. There's 2 ways you can find out more information about that. NFAReviewShoot.com, or go to my Facebook page and then go to the side frame, go to events, and then you'll see the event on there. On Facebook, I'll be kind of updating it as we go along in the discussion section, who's coming, other notes, food vendors, stuff like that. So make sure to check it out. And for those of you that have not checked out Patreon yet, if you go to patreon.com/NFAReview, I've been giving away a ton of stuff from our channel sponsors. Over $800 in gift cards every month, and I just gave away another suppressor, a CGS Group, a Nautilus 45 to one lucky winner. So in exchange for helping out with the operating cost of the NFA Review channel, you guys are entered to win a lot of cool stuff from our sponsors every month. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that about covers it. Until next time, make sure to click that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.